For 20 minutes every afternoon, it all gets a bit odd in Ballantoy Harbour. They dress up, they pose for photos, and then they leave. They came because of this. The harbour was a filming location for the TV phenomenon Game of Thrones.
My thing sent up to the castle.
The big money show has filmed all over Northern Ireland's north coast for the past decade, and it has fans in 170 countries around the world.
Where are you from?
China.
Australia.
We are from Austria.
Brazil.
Minnesota, USA.
What those superfans know as the King's Road, locals have always called the Dark Hedges. And while filming on the final season is now finished, this world of Game of Thrones tourism is just getting started. At a hotel down the coast, you'll find branded meals and props from the show. Norman's upped his takings 25% after going full Game of Thrones. And his ideas came from
New Zealand, where they did The Hobbit, and it's still going really strong. And one of the guys from The Hobbit, from their marketing department, came over and spoke to us, all of the businesses, about how we should do it right.
This fantastic landscape hasn't just risen up out of the water in the past 10 years, it's always been here. But for a very long time, Northern Ireland's political problems meant that the tourists weren't coming here. So what's the government done? Well, it's spent big attracting TV and film production here with a generous tax break in order to put out a new message right around the world about Northern Ireland today.
Brian was an extra on the show. Now he's part of this new TV tourism business supposedly worth £30 million a year. He's a tour guide and he's watching the world change its opinion about his home.
The image in the mass media used to be a ship that sank and bombs going off, cityscapes on fire, rioting, people getting killed, people getting murdered. I think Game of Thrones has helped to change that, because people watch Game of Thrones and they're like, whoa, look at that CGI. And then people were like, that's not CGI, that's Northern Ireland. So people were coming here going, oh my God, I'm on the set of Westeros.
As the bus heads away to another part of Westeros, what about the people up the road? In Ballantoy village, Des has been a local for 46 years.
I think it's the greatest thing in the world, but that's not.
Because?
They're blocking the village.
Broken it?
They're breaking it.
Bernie's only ever seen half an episode.
Total and absolute filth. I think it's a bit rich for people to say, you know, oh, Game of Thrones has brought so much to Ballantoy. Well, really, I don't feel it has. It has brought a hell of a lot of coaches. Coaches everywhere.
Malachy imagined the people in those coaches would flock to his sweet shop.
Game of Thrones lot, do they come in here?
Not really, no. Not very many comes off then. Any of the coaches, to be quite honest. I mean, I do be open for them at times and I find it's a waste of time.
So not everyone is feeling the Thrones effect, but Northern Ireland did welcome over 100,000 tourists last year, the most ever. That would have been fantasy not that long ago.